And,
Congress approved weapons to Ukraine, something I'm in favor of. Taylor's not. I get it.
Yeah.
And Trump is like, I don't really care about the law. We're not sending it. They can suck a dick. And, I'm paraphrasing, but like it was approved. It was signed. Like
it was already in Poland.
I didn't know that part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now
and
they
he's
get to
just not.
No, the Israelis get it.
Is that true?
Yes, that's why
I didn't hear
the
that
stockpile
part.
is low because we've sent so much to Israel.
There's no limit to how much we will simp for Israel.
Yeah. Yes. True.
I saw who's the wheelchair guy from Tech, Greg Abbott. I saw him smooching that wall today.
You smooching up?
He was tongue kissing that wall.
That's so embarrassing. Why do they all have to do that?
Two round stones and gotten his tongue between them. Like he was, I swear to God, he was neck deep in that fucking wall.
Some guy in a way too hot outfit for the Middle East rolled him up there. And was like, kiss the wall.
Someone's got to fuck that wall and just show how much they love Israel.
Now kiss.
Yeah, that's all those presidents going over there. It's like, why do they have to do this little song
Taylor?
and dance?
Taylor, if you were there, you wouldn't kiss the wall?
No. Why would I kiss the wall?
So you could be blessed and get the magic of the wall all over you. And
what sort of magic? What sort of buffs?
I'm pretty sure that you'll be blessed with many fishes and loaves in your life going forward. Leprosy immunity. That's a big plus.
Immunity plus 50% disease resistance. Is that what you're telling me?
Only leprosy. Only leprosy.
Oh, well, that sucks. That's not a very good one.
Yeah, only biblical diseases, no modern stuff. Like it can't fight off polio or the cold or anything.
I wouldn't do that then. That's not worth the juice is not worth the squeeze there. First, I need to buy a flight to Israel because I don't. Although if I were Jewish, I definitely I would have taken that vacation there for sure. That's sick.
Yeah.
Getting a free vacation to a different country.
I've even got my name is often a Jewish name, and it's like, I wish I could blend, but I've done the DNA test. I'm not, I wish I was a secret Jew and they knew I was one of them. And we're all good on, I wish I get some of that. I joined the IDF. They I can go do some cool stuff, but they won't take me. I'm a Gentile.
You can do some really cool stuff. You could do FPSIsrael videos where you're like, we are going to blow the head off that hungry child.
He's coming right at us. I need that up.
Marble, get him.
I mean, I feel
YouTuber murders 15 Palestinians, and they're like, the area he had that fucking fridge full of tannerite had a bunch of human shields around it.
No, the refrigerator's full of delicious food and tannerite. And we're hello, my friends.
Blow them up.
I tip my fucking yarmulke. Oh man,
you're just firing your Bofors gun.
To an FPSIsrael. The refrigerator filled with tannerite. Children crawling towards it.
As you can see, a field of death has
well, we understand he didn't mean to kill those kids, but can you explain the trails of M&Ms leading to the fridge?
And you want to quote it just like Western papers. He's like, oh, what we've got here is, look at this 6-year-old man. This 6-year-old man here was trying to get to the food in the refrigerator, and here's a 7-year-old man. And there's an
7-year-old man.
That's what the news was saying.
7-year-old combatant.
When a 6-year-old girl got blown up, they were like, "Oh yeah, a 6-year-old woman was killed," and that's what they were doing because saying that children had been killed by Israelis.
Combatant.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What do they call them? Military age men. It's wild. I feel like they would utilize me more the way they do those European models that they hire to pretend they're IDF. That's the case, by the way. I'm sure you've seen that the IDF girls is full of hot, beautiful, blonde-haired, blue-eyed women. Mm-hmm. In fact, they just import European models and dress them up in camouflage for TikTok.
Just some Polish girl being like, "What do you want me to pretend to do?" It's like, okay, just lay here with your ass splayed and pretend to snipe.
If it weren't for my government telling me who the good guy and the bad guy was, I'd be confused.
I'd be so confused.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, they do all that thinking for me.
We got to make sure we're on the right side of history. The hashtag right side of history.
Oh, it's rough. Yeah, I don't watch that anymore. And I'm on Team Woody with the Ukraine aid. It's like I think those are dollars well spent. And it's a bad look when we don't fulfill our commitments. And that goes as much for that as that Iran deal that Trump tore up in his first term. It seemed like we had an agreement with Iran that was working. But you'll never get the truth about any of that anyway. I don't know if any of those numbers are real. They're talking about 400 kilograms of uranium is floating around somewhere. They don't know where. And they asked Trump about it. It's like, decimated. It was decimated. And it's like, no, sir, specifically the 400 kilograms of enriched uranium that were moved out 3 days prior. Where do you think that is right now? Decimation. You're fake news. No one listens to you anymore. You're owned by, like call out the guy who owns the news corporation. Piece of shit guy. Piece of shit guy. It's like, you're not going to answer the question. Okay, I'll just live in fear now. I'll just live in fear that 400 kilos is in a shipping container or 50 shipping containers split into parcels, and it's going to be in every major city strapped to a tannerite bomb next month. Yeah, I'll just fear that continuously.
Well, you shouldn't fear that.
Yes, you should.
You think Iran is going to nuke us?
I think that the situation, what I just described, would be Iran giving that material to like one of the terrorist organizations that they continuously prop up, to like a true believer type group who would be happy to go on some sort of live on an oxygen tank in a shipping container for 3 months so that they can get to the U.S. with 20 pounds of uranium.
Dude, Iran is not going to
nitrate.
9/11 changed my mind on stuff like that. Like, I would have never believed that Al-Qaeda would like come to America and take down the Twin Towers until they did.
Like, critique Israel more, where it'd be like, hey, these IDF guys aren't even holding up the internationally recognized length of string to make sure that these children throwing rocks aren't big enough to be caught.
They're not even throwing rocks when they shoot them now. Like it seems like they're being ordered to shoot the Gazans who are going to the flour distribution.
Yeah, but there's no way to know what those terrorists are going to do when they acquire that flour. They could do anything from bake bread to attack our greatest ally. And so we need to,
flour can be explosive when it's aerated, properly. You see grain bins explode all the time. It's very dangerous substance.
You're 1,000% right. I wasn't thinking this through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're protecting themselves.
And they have underground.
Some people say a war takes 2 armies.
They're going wheat underground.
But not me.
Turns out you can do it with one.
Oh, yeah.
The genocide takes 1 army, though.
Oh, yeah. Dude, if you enter a war and you've got an army and they don't, total domination. You can do whatever you want. You can reckon. Yeah, the only time I see stuff about that conflict now is like scrolling Twitter, and it'll be like hockey news or like a politics thing or like funny shit posting, and then it will just be a random 4-year-old with their limbs blown off, and it's like scroll past that quickly. Like, my God, I don't want this in my head.
They're a little dramatic with it, though. Like, saw that one Gazan guy. He was eating sand. He was like, I'd rather eat sand than get shot trying to get flour. And it's like, dude, don't throw the sand actually in your mouth. You can just hold the sand up. I'd believe you. Like, you didn't have to do it.
I still didn't believe him. I don't believe he's regularly. He did that for the cameras. He's pumping it up for the show.
Like those fake babies they had at the beginning of the war. Remember that?
Remember that. Yeah.
I do remember that.
Those were
say
fake
like
babies.
40 children were beheaded in a nursery or something.
No, the Palestinians had those baby dolls that they were running into the hospital with, going, "Oh no, my baby!" And it was you could see that it was like an American Sniper. There's a famous scene where like Chris Kyle's back home. He is the American Sniper, and he's arguing with his wife. He's got PTSD and he wants to go back and kill civilians or whatever he did in Iraq. And he's got this fake baby, and it's like clearly like a baby doll, like not even like a Hollywood style baby where it's like, oh my God, that looks real. Like, see if you can find a picture of the fake baby from American Sniper, Zach. Not to besmirch Chris Kyle, of course.
R.I.P.
Well, I don't know. That thing about him shooting the people at the Superdome, I don't know about that one. That seemed a little gauche.
He also he is the guy who got shot at a shooting range.
Yes.
By a crazy person.
Yeah. And
I heard that like Chris and the guy he was with who were taking this other guy shooting, they knew that this other guy was like PTSD'd up from the war. And there were texts between Chris Kyle and his shooting partner as they were driving him there, where Chris Kyle sent a text that was like, "This guy's crazy. You got to watch my 6." And then he got shot in the back of a crazy person. And his friend got shot too. I don't know if he died or not.
That's a fake ass baby right there. I cried when I watched the movie. It is kind of a bummer. I was also in a room with a bunch of veterans, and you could see all of them getting a little misty eyed. So I think that affected me too. But it definitely wasn't the time to start picking apart Chris Kyle's career. It was like, I don't know. It was like watching Lincoln with Lincoln's family or something.
Well, Andy lied on Jesse Ventura, who we all love.
Oh, the body. You tell lies on the Baja Crusader, the 6 foot. Is he 6'6"?
He's a big dude.
Yeah, I'm a big Jesse Ventura fan. I think it's cool that he was a fucking governor. Yes. And he was a WWE wrestler, and he was a pretty good actor.
He's got a funny voice.
And he wasn't just like a fake governor. I think Arnold Schwarzenegger maybe did some things. He often touts some bill he pushed through or some public work stuff. But I think Jesse Ventura legit ran that state well for a while.
Yeah.